Welcome to Sinless Productions. Today I just want us to talk about Stonebwoy's fifth Dimensions album with its speculations. What people are talking about it. Is it a Grammy, a type of album, or is just that kind of albums we all see? It's just that kind of normal album that just come and go just like that. So with this, I just want us to jump into this and talk about it. What Shatta Wale said about this album, what Sarkodie is saying about it, how people are reacting to the video, and the number of charts that this album is already charting just under 24 hours. So with this, I think let's talk about what Shatta Wale said. Shatta Wale just tweets that nobody should just come in, or no SM fan, let me put it like this. He just make that statement that no SM fan should come out and trash Stonebwoy's album just because you love Shatta Wale. Just because you love Shatta Wale. Just because you love Shatta Wale, because because you love Shatta Wale, you don't want Stonebwoy, or you don't want to do anything with Stonebwoy. Shatta Wale is saying that if you have that mindset, then you should keep it away from him. You should keep it away from him, because if you see that you are a SM fan and because of that you are trashing Stonebwoy's album, then he has no option than to block you, and he doesn't care if you are his fan. And this message was directly to his fan. And with this, I think if all these artists are putting this energy in, if all these artists are putting this energy in, then I think it could have been, or this music industry will be a better place for all of us. Everybody will love how this music industry will grow, because some way somehow this fan base is helping to grow this music industry. But we have a negative side, which is also pulling down the music industry. For example, Ghana, as we see, is a small country and the population is very low. So in order for you to go to the top there, you have to be able to have that kind of streams. You don't need that hardcore fan base. You need that kind of streams to go up there. So just put in mind that if we all have that kind of energy, or these artists have this kind of energy to put up tweets like what Shatta Wale did, then we are just to expect that this music industry is going to grow. This is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say. As I was saying, that this country is a small country, and for example, Nigeria have that kind of numbers. So even if Nigeria have that kind of divisions, and Wizkid is from one state, so just imagine that some of the Nigerian states are likely same population as Ghana, the whole population of Ghana. So if Wizkid is from one state, and that state just want to push Wizkid, then you can imagine the numbers that Wizkid will clock. You can imagine the numbers that Davido will clock. You can imagine that the number that Burna Boy will clock. But here in Ghana, we are just maybe 30 million. We are just 30 million, and if it is 30 million, I think about just a quarter of it that listen to music. So if there's a division in the country, if the division in the country, just as we have now, we have the SM, we have the Beam Nation, we have the Sack Nation, and we have the others. So if this is really going on in the country, which is already going on, let me put it like that, which is already, so since this is going on, we have that kind of few numbers to stream our songs. So in this case, we can't compare this to Wizkid numbers, because Wizkid is going that far because he have maybe one state and maybe half of another state supporting him. So with this, he have that kind of numbers that will help him to push his music. So but Ghana here, you have there's just that kind of a beam nation who are who are just in just a small area or town, which is the Ashama, and maybe one will be in other towns and those things. So with this, the numbers that Stonebwoy have is always few. So if these artists put themselves together and say that, just like Stonebwoy have released an album, and Shatta Wale said that he doesn't want to see his fan base trashing it, and Sarkodie also come out and say that I don't want to see any of my fans trashing this Stonebwoy fan, then Ghana music will go far, because they always, or they will try to find out that why I'm an artist, or why is my favorite artist telling me this. So from there, they will love to check on Stonebwoy's album, and then boom, we have Stonebwoy's album going far. Then boom, we have these numbers everywhere. That's where you can see Stonebwoy album on the higher charts, because Stonebwoy will be having the numbers. So just putting Shatta Wale's Mali album in the Shatta Wale Mali album, to be honest, didn't get that kind of attention that most album gets. Just like Burna Boy's Love Dominion album, just like this guy's album, Davido, what Davido is getting now. If Shatta Wale was able to get that kind of numbers, then we are able to see more of this thing. Then we will be able to see more of Ghanaian artists on the Billboard. So this is the main problem. The numbers that streams our albums are always less. That's why Ghana music is always down to this level. So with this, I don't know if I should go more into details with this, but I think I have to. There's certain things that I actually have to talk about. And most people are saying that Stonebwoy, this album in particular, should we consider it as a dancehall album, or it's just a normal Afrobeat album? I just want to say, put this into it. And this Stonebwoy as an artist, when he signed to this was Stonebwoy's when Stonebwoy was signed to Jam's album, he was introduced as an Afrobeat artist and not a dancehall artist. Stonebwoy was introduced as an Afrobeat Afropop artist, and not as Afro dancehall or dancehall artist. So here there's a key that Stonebwoy will be maybe suspending the dancehall for some time, and he'll be doing most of this Afrobeat and Afropop, because he was signed into that record label he was signed into that record label because they see him as an Afropop artist. So with this, Stonebwoy is going to do more of an Afropop, because that's what the record label sees in him. That's what the record label wants from him. Yeah, let me put it like this. That's what the record label wants from him. So from this, Stonebwoy is likely to do more Afro pop and Afro dancehall thing. Then talking about this, and then I just want to, I don't know if I'm clear with this. Then moving on, I think I have to talk about is this okay, let me tackle this issue first. Most like me in person, sometimes I wonder why most people put in more or other songs that have already been released, like pre-released before, and maybe let me take it like this. I think I'm just confusing myself, and maybe I will may probably confuse you, but this is what I'm trying to say. I don't know why most artists put in a song that has already been released on their albums. With this, I've thought about this, and I want to tell you why I don't really like that idea, and also why I like that idea. So starting from this, I want to say that um with this, sometimes I just want to, so I'm taking the negative side first. Sometimes when an album is being or is released, I just want to have fresh songs, and I just don't want to listen to a song that has already been released maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. Because checking with this one, I think Stonebwoy Activate was released 2 years ago, but it ended up being in this album. With some way somehow, it may be good for Stonebwoy, but maybe if somebody have a fan like me, that maybe that fan may skip that song because they may feel that I've already heard this song. So from this side, I think for me, I always want to have fresh songs from an album, and I just don't want any other song. I believe this. I want to see something. Um, and from the album, maybe that's how I personally feel. I always want to have that kind of album that is always fresh, because I think there's one artist that is bringing that kind of album that I really love. I don't know if I can't remember this name, but that I was watching one interview, and that artist stated that, okay, that Casper the Best said that he doesn't want to bring up, he's bringing a new album, and with that album he have that expectation that he doesn't want to bring any kind of album that has already been released, a song that has already been released. With this album, he want to make it so special to his fans that all the songs on it will be a new song or will be new songs. So with me, I always feel that an album have to be that kind of special. In quote like it have to be that kind of special. Everybody have the way of how they see their things, but with or in the perspective of a fan, that's how I see certain things. So let me go into direction of the artist, and this is why most artists put in an old song. They feel that maybe they have either invested in that much in that song in particular, so much to the extent that they want the world to know, or they feel that this song have not reached their kind of expectation. They want more of that song. They want the song to be heard all over the world. So with the kind of number that the song have already reached, it's not enough. So with this, they make sure that they put into their album, so that any other fan or new fans that will just love the album. Maybe there are some people who don't know about Stonebwoy, but through this Fifth Dimension album, they may know Stonebwoy. So from that, they may love to listen to all the songs on it, and maybe fortunately for them, Activate will be one of the songs that they really love. So this is where most of these artists come from. This is where actually this artist come from. And in case maybe you might not get it, it's just because that's how it's supposed to be. They have targets for their songs. They just don't maybe come up with a song without any kind of target for them. They always have a target with them. So with Stonebwoy, that's why you find Activate in that song. Then if this album, a Grammy type of an album, This is a question that everybody is asking. So with this, I want to talk about this Angelina Kujo collaboration. With this, most people were saying that Angelique Kujo feature is or Angelique Kujo feature doesn't guarantee you a Grammy or a Grammy nomination. So with this, somebody came out with a kind of reply, and with this is how the whole thing look like. Maybe we the fans or we the spectators will think that somebody is just putting this woman on this album because somebody just want to be nominated at the Grammys. But moreover, this when we are talking about artist perspective, sometimes it's not just about the Grammys. Maybe somebody was just in the studio, he found out that he was just on the rhythm, and he found out that Angelique Kujo would be the best artist to be on this song. So from there, Stonebwoy will just tell maybe his team, then his team will try to reach out with Angelique Kujo team, and then from there, boom, we have this kind of collaboration with them. So that's how the whole thing can sometimes come up. And looking at what Stonebwoy is doing, and this is clear that maybe it could be that maybe Stonebwoy have another mindset with this whole thing, but most artists doesn't feature a Grammy nominated artist or a Grammy winner just to be nominated at the Grammys. So looking at what Stonebwoy did, it may be in two ways. Stonebwoy was just for the Grammys, and the other one would be that Stonebwoy just was in the studio and showed that this is the kind of song that Angelique Kujo will fit on it, and then from there he just move on with the collab. So Stonebwoy maybe didn't have that kind of mind that he was just putting Angelique Kujo on it to fetch him that kind of Grammy nomination that he expects. And moreover, we are saying this, that where Ghana music is getting to, or is it's where Ghana music is getting to, we think we are lacking most of these things. So when they say I'm Shakrampo and the Beji Grammys na anata I'm Shakrampo need to do top one, then I think our artists need to do it, because definitely this is more about selling the country. This is more about doing what is really necessary for the music industry. So looking at all these things, I believe that when we have this kind of support and we put up of this mindset that somebody is just rushing for the Grammys and do those kind of things, then maybe this Ghana music is likely to go higher, and also you're likely to see more. And also talking about this Grammy thing, is this album a Grammy type of album? This is a question that I just want to throw to you. Looking at this album, is it a Grammy type of album? And if you have not listened to it, I think this is the time you have to listen to it, because then I don't know. This is the time you have to listen to this album, because we need this album so that this album will climb to the top there. This is not maybe a campaign. This is just a campaign that we have to host for Stonebwoy, and if we do that, Ghana music will be at the top there. If you put this energy on Stonebwoy's album and it doesn't even do well, maybe the next album that maybe other artists will release and we put the same energy on it, definitely one day you'll see Ghana music at the top there. So with the question, is this album a Grammy type of album, or is it just that kind of regular and random albums? That's that's the question I'm throwing out there. And what I want to tackle is that it will depend on how did this how Stonebwoy and the team and the record label will push the album. With me, I don't think there's something like a Grammy type of album. I just think that every album deserve a kind of hype or push, and from there everything can move on. So looking at Stonebwoy, Anglo Junction, then I think Fifth Grade and those albums, there's no album that Stonebwoy have done that is really really bad. Let's take it like this. But this one I tweeted that it has been a very long time since I see a very good album released in this country. But Stonebwoy's albums is an album that qualifies for every kind of award, whether the Grammys, the BETs, the RMS, and maybe the MTV based and those things. Stonebwoy albums qualifies for that. There's no kind of stage on this planet Earth that Stonebwoy fifth album or Angora Junction doesn't fit. This album fits everywhere. So with this, looking at how everything is moving, I think if Stonebwoy have to move on with, or if Stonebwoy really, if I'm coming, I want to share. Please just share the video for me so that maybe I'll just come here. I want to share a little bit of this. If Stonebwoy, if Stonebwoy and the team move together and push this album to its higher heights, then any award work is probably coming home. Any award is probably coming home because the album is just perfect for any kind of album. And so with that, I think that's the main thing, because I don't see, with me, as I've already said, there's nothing like maybe Grammy type of album or the Grammy type of. It's just about how you push the album. It's just about the attention that the album gets. It's just about how far the album goes. It's just about the number of boards, or the number of the Billboard. I don't know how to put this. The number of charts that the album climbs. So that's how everything goes like. And looking at then we have one thing that I think I want to share about this hotel. I don't know if that's there. What do you think about this whole thing? Kindly drop in the comment section. I don't know where, because from here I'll be dropping this video on YouTube, and I'll be doing this every Friday and Saturdays. I'll be doing this on YouTube live and Facebook live. So with that being said, I don't know if what I've not talked much about it, because the point that I wrote here, I think I've discussed all already. That the only one I have here is, what do you really think about what I've already said? What do you think about it? Is Stonebwoy album deserve it, or this is just something I was just saying and it never pick up or something? So what do you think? What do you think I didn't tackle it well? You can just check in the comment section. And also, if you didn't catch this, you can watch it on my you can watch it on my YouTube channel, as well as I think on Facebook. You can get it there, because this will be live on there too. And I'll be doing this on every Friday, I think 7 o'clock p.m. On TikTok, and also on Saturdays 7 o'clock p.m. on Facebook and YouTube live. So with that being said, thank you for watching Sinless Productions.
I will never ever be afraid, 'cause I am true. never, never be afraid.